God damn, it's cold out here. I really need to get an actual house and not whatever the hell this stupid thing is. Let's just get inside and start the video, shall we? Well, hello everyone. It's Sandwichface here today to bring you yet another installment of the SRB2 Trash Bin. And unfortunately, today's trash bin subject is about as cold as the weather outside. Today, I've decided to review Ice World by Klava Kamnev, which appears to be a super simple level pack with just a few levels. The man himself clarifies that this is his first level pack, so I've already gone ahead and tempered my expectations just a little bit. But I guess I should stop rambling because you probably just want to see this mod in action already. Which is fair, so yeah, let's just jump right into this Ice World mod and see whether those levels are cool or not. I'm not sorry about that one. Terrible puns aside, first up on our list is Snow Valley Zone Act 1. This level is really basic. It's very wide and open, yet it doesn't really take advantage of all that empty space. And despite being named Snow Valley Zone, it's also rather featureless with very little variety in elevation and visuals. Additionally, this level is absurdly short. The entire level can be beaten in under 15 seconds with little effort. At least it's not Kirby's Dream Land short, then I'd think we'd have like a real problem, but overall, this was a really short and unremarkable opening stage for this pack. Let's move on and see if things pick up a bit. Act 2, thankfully, makes things a little more interesting. While it manages to be even more open than the previous level, it also kind of takes advantage of that space with some spring usage, more interesting enemy placement, and overall slightly more engaging level geometry. But after completing this level the first time, I couldn't help but notice that it felt familiar. And I soon remembered why. After playing this level again, I realized this level is actually a kinda sorta remake of a level from SRB2 Christmas, one of the earliest versions of SRB2. Specifically, Snow Valley Act 2 is a remake of Springin' Around, the very first level of SRB2 Christmas. I've prepared these comparison images to make the resemblance a bit more clear to you. While I do appreciate the homage to SRB2's history, it's a little disappointing to know that the reason this level was more fun than Act 1 wasn't because the creator improved as a level designer. Act 3 is just a standard Egg Slimer fight in a generic box arena. I mean, the window is nice, I guess. Yeah, whatever, let's just move on. Next up is Mystic Base Zone, Act 1. This level is somehow even more uninteresting than Snow Valley Zone. It's extremely boxy, short, and under-detailed, and despite being absurdly cramped, it also likes to spam enemies more than it really should. And that's all there really is to say about it. It's just barely a level. I guess these first few doors are nice? That's pretty neat. But I guess if I had to add one final note, dude, jettison spam is so final demo. Unfortunately, Act 2 manages to be just about the worst thing in this mod. And why is that, you might ask? Well, it's a Metal Sonic race in 2D mode. Good God almighty. While it's nice that you can get a head start against Metal Sonic as there's no barrier preventing you from doing so like in Black Core Act 1, there's also this fun section here with death pits. But that's not all. They're death pits obscured by the foreground, so you can barely tell where the death pits actually are. Even worse, this all comes right after this yellow spring that doesn't telegraph how far you should go at all. So you just keep holding forward, hoping you somehow land in the right place instead of running immediately into a death pit. Thankfully, the level does end right after you pass the death pits, but yeah, it's still pretty bad. 2D mode is already awful and not fun, and the Metal Sonic race is basically a non-entity that you don't have to worry about at all. And the final boss of this mod is a Metal Sonic battle in this rather peculiar arena. The large pit in the middle is interesting, but does the arena really need to be this big? The thing about Metal Sonic as a boss is that it's designed for a relatively small, cramped arena with nowhere to hide. Metal Sonic's projectiles are big, but rather slow, and his pinch phase attack only really works if he can bounce off walls quickly in rapid succession. Here, the large size of the arena makes it too easy to avoid both of Metal Sonic's attacks. The large arena is directly working against this boss fight in every way. It makes the fight more boring and tedious than it really needs to be. Anyway, I guess it's now time to give my closing thoughts on Ice World. It certainly was a first level pack, that's for sure. The main problem is that the levels are just too short and uninteresting. All of them can be finished in under 30 seconds with minimal effort. I usually say to not rush into making level packs and start making single level releases, and I'll say it again here. Refine your level design fundamentals before jumping into multiple stage projects like this one, and the SRB2 wiki is always there to help you if you need it. Well, I guess that'll be it for this video. Before I go, I'd like to say that the next video might be a kinda sorta history video on what you've probably heard me refer to as New Sonic Team Jr. Feel like a lot of people don't understand what I mean by it, so yeah, look forward to that. Although it might end up being my review on the next round of the OLDC if that releases anytime soon. But we'll just have to see, I guess. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and join the Trashbin Central Discord linked in the description down below. As for me, it's time to go back to the daily ass-kicking I receive constantly, called life. See you around, everyone!